everybody. It's so great to see you guys again. I hope everyone's doing great. Oh my goodness, it's been summer, hasn't it? You have to forgive me. I had some teeth removed, so if my speech isn't what it normally is, I am sorry. um, so everything has been busy. It's been absolutely beautiful and hot, and we had a hurricane, but we renewed our vows. It was a dream. A lot has happened. Okay, so what's going on? Well, since the hurricane happened, we were out of lights for 3 days, and that was really difficult. Um, Something to know about ALS is it affects your words, parts of your cells that do regulate sweat. And my heart condition that I have, in addition, after having my youngest child, kind of work together to kind of like make me feel terrible. And I have one of the clinical trial I did which was excellent. It's going into Healy platform, hopefully in phase 2. But with any medications, they can have side effects. Dry mouth is something that a lot of medications can have side effects of. Dry mouth can lead to damage to your teeth. So I lost a crown, and I had 2 teeth on this side and tooth on another side, and I'm going through about once a month. I'm going to be having teeth pulled, and eventually I'll have partials. You know, I'm saying, why don't you do them? My grandmother did that. All of her teeth and had dentures. So it's like, I don't think I could do that, but just one of those side effects. Hey, it gave me extra years, right? So can't complain on that. So I am 5 years into symptoms of ALS, a month short of my preliminary diagnosis. I didn't expect to be living. I mean, still, it seems like if something like having heat exhaustion makes things worse, it takes me longer to recover. When I get sick, it takes me longer to recover. So in that way, the disease is affecting me more. I can still walk even though it's wonky and spastic. I can still talk. I can still swallow. I do have some more problems with my swallowability. Not the fact that I had molars removed, but I had to be careful about pills and stuff because I could choke. You know, even with the dentist, when I was getting my teeth, you know, they do the x-rays after to make sure they have everything. And she's like, bite down. No, bite down hard. It's like, I am. She's like, well, let me just hold it in place. It's like, oh, little things. I mean, if that's all of it. So on my husband and I's 10th anniversary, we renewed our vows. Wish for a wedding granted us this dream wedding, or vow renewal for us. And I can't tell you guys how gorgeous it was. Now, Hurricane Beryl was going to go towards South Texas, and then decided it was going to come straight to Houston. And it's the orchard at Caney Creek is in Wharton County, and it was hitting Matagorda, which is just south of Houston, but it was going to be in that area. There was big warnings to avoid mid Gulf Coast, you know, in Texas. So they decided not to cancel. The orchard is an absolutely beautiful little coastal, but it's not, you don't see the ocean. It's just a hidden gem that has the Texas hill country, just those touches, they're just so special. It had a bridal house, a groom's house. The bridal house was just beautiful. Beautiful for bridesmaids and my family, my daughters and my sister. As well as, you know, it had enough room for the makeup artist and the photographers. They had a beautiful bed there, a shower. Upstairs had things as a house. And we had a wonderful Southern Roots. Jessica did my makeup and my hair, which was just beautiful. I mean, okay, hurricanes coming, you have those bands coming in. That makeup stood up, that hair stood up and survived this event. That's amazing in itself, right? our photographer, Jay Grover and co, Jacqueline and her team. Oh, I'm having the hair on my arm stand up. They did such a wonderful job and I mean, the pictures are great and they weren't like, right on you, but they made suggestions, which were great. Jessica actually my daughter has an autoimmune disease. She has, it's like called lupus baby RA. It's undifferentiated connective tissue disease. And she's having more symptoms with her hair. So it's more leaning to the lupus side. But Jessica gave her some suggestions and she's doing some new shampoo. So hopefully that helps. But even with patches of hair, she got her hair looking great. She did my 11-year-old, almost 12-year-old, and my granddaughter too. So we all looked great. I mean, seriously, we looked great. And they were so sweet because the rain was pouring. They drove me over to the venue and I got to see it. Oh my God, it was so gorgeous inside. They made it so beautiful and just so unique. Our wedding planner, Unbelievable Weddings, Megan Beal, did such an excellent job. Anything that we talked about was put together. The DJ, oh my goodness. Scottish Roy, DJ Scottish Roy, Roy MC Productions did a wonderful job. I mean, I'm a music file, it's like, or audiophile they call it. He brought in my Spotify list and suggested it, and the Vitamin String Quartet, they did Dave Matthews songs via strings. And of course I walked down the aisle once again to You and Me by Dave Matthews. And my husband chose the song we walked away with, but it was really nice. I mean, it was beautiful with a hurricane coming, so it scared most of our guests away. I had one friend from elementary school and some of my family came. One of my uncles had COVID. My friend in California couldn't make it, but of course flights were canceled. My sister from Bismarck, North Dakota had flown down, and she was such a help. Madeline. But so we had a wonderful thing, Tex-Mex. People were kind of like leaving. They were afraid of the rain, leaving early. It was terrible. It scared 28 people away. Something else. My husband's Twitch friend was able to be there and watch. So it was really lovely. I mean, some of the time zones didn't make for other people, but it was truly something gorgeous. The cake was gorgeous. It tasted so good. It was white chocolate with raspberry. Oh, delicious. And it was such a wonderful event. Haley and Lori from the orchard at Caney Creek were so kind and so welcoming and so lovely. Absolutely lovely. So if you're in the Houston area, those are the places and the people to deal with. But it was wonderful. And if you aren't in that area, if you look at wishforawedding.com, if you can make a donation, that would be a wonderful thing, because it's not only ALS that they help people that are dying with ALS, terminal cases, but they also help with a lot of cancer cases. And it's a beautiful, I mean, just to give that gift is beautiful. And to have a wedding planner, if you have an event planner or wedding planner, that is so worth it, because that takes the stress right off of you. So this beautiful, unique thing, and we'll have pictures and the memories that we hold in our heart. Even if there were a few of us, you know who your people are when they come out in hurricane warnings for an event for you. So we drive home. It's like, oh, there's no rain. These are the signs that my little sister Madeline, always get travel insurance in case you have to have a flight. Now, travel insurance usually gives you just the cost of the flight. But the hurricane had come in around 2:33 in the morning, and my sister flew Delta, and Delta, I won't fly anymore. I liked them before, but I woke up at 4 in the morning. Every flight of all of the ones that canceled. There weren't one plane that was going to take off, but the bot from Delta told her, "Oh yes, your flight's on time." Hurricane winds out there. In my gut, I felt like, no, I should not drive. Now, between my husband and I, even if, my left arm is a little bit weaker than my right arm, but my arms are still pretty much, it's 5 out of 5, 4 out of 5. My left leg isn't as bad, but I don't drive with my left foot. So for years, for 25 years, I was a practicing nurse, and I was a tier 1 or essential personnel driver. So I've had to drive through floods and storms and that. Now, even with nursing, there's the ones that stay on and the ones that come in after. So we don't drive in that. You know, I don't think anybody should drive. I don't know what the storm chasers do. I mean, God bless them, but they're going to end up having some major damage, if not dead. It's scary. So her flight said it was confirmed, and I mean, how many of us could just afford a ticket on the dime? Not all of us, right? So get through driving, go down, get on the bridges, go in, because the way there is are bridges, and the winds of a hurricane. We get half past where 45 is. It's I-45. It's a long road that goes across, and it's awful. I saw the lights get on my car. I've never seen. We get onto the bridge that goes over onto the airport one, and I hydroplaned, but was able to do it. Got her there, hugged her in the car. She got her bags out, and I saw all these people dropping people off, and there was this one little couple ahead of me, and it looked like it was a Mexican taxi. Well, it was all in Spanish, you know, it's a taxi. And this little Hispanic lady got in. I'm just hoping that they made it home safe. But so I dropped my sister off, watched her go in, drove off. As I'm driving in to get back to the road that goes home, water was filling the road, and I was driving very to the left and then into the middle and to that get out. Had to do a very wide turn to get onto the feeder road, but there weren't that many people out there. The fact that there were people out there is scary. Get on to the beltway, and I'm going past where the 45 is and all the heavy winds. I mean, the lights came on again, and I'm just, you know, at one point I thought, I may not make this. I may not make it out of this. I kept going, and then an 18-wheeler came. If you're driving by, the water was just pouring on the bridge. The under, if you drove the side roads, they flood. That's why I wasn't on that. You know, I've dealt with nearly drowning in a flood once, and then driving and nearly getting in a flood, and an 18-wheeler pushed the water. Not that I recommend you follow 18-wheelers. Not that I recommend that you drive in such conditions. So got behind the 18-wheeler, saw one of those big transformers in the sky blow like a blue fireball, and I'm thinking, I shouldn't see this. So get through, as I'm getting further away from 45, the wind is a little bit less, and able to keep it straight, but there's a bridge to get off on the road that I need to connecting, and I knew that area floods, that does flood, so I didn't go. So had to go over a tall bridge, and I'm thinking, connecting bridge, and I'm like, how much does this car weigh? Winds are only 50, 60. I'll probably be okay. I was okay. So got onto the road, exited a road that takes me to my house. So I'm going through, and it's not as bad as it was in, you know, further down the road. I'm going through and I'm walking, and I have the lights on, and a huge pine tree, I mean, probably 100-year-old tree, goes out like 10 feet in front of me. And I'm like, okay, stopped, backed up, went around the wrong way. Thankfully, there weren't that many people out. Drove around. And when I finally got into my driveway, I just stood there for a little bit, or sat in the car. You know, hurricane winds going around me. And, ooh, I can't believe I got out of that one. I feel like a cat with 9 lives. But, so I got in the house finally, and my sister's flight was canceled. Thank you, Delta. Every other airline from international airlines to local airlines, no airlines were doing that. So my sister was at the airport, and of course she was high, so I knew she was not drowned or anything like that. So the winds finally took our lights out about just before 8 a.m. and the lights were out. You know, I have a solar panel for like charging things, and we'd had things charged, and we have, you know, I bought this house because it had tile everywhere, or travertine floor, so I could use the power chair and not tear it up. So it's, you know, so that keeps it cool. We have wood flat, you know, blinds. So it stayed cool for the first 2 days. By the 3rd day, we didn't have electricity. The joys of what, pseudomotor, where the sweat things, they don't work right. I couldn't cool myself. I was hot. It's just when you get the heat exhaustion, you just get that. So my temperature was 103. We went to a cooling center. Um, and, you know, drank fluid, got cool, core temperature came down. Seeing the dogs, I mean, a lot of them, if dogs are aggressive, they weren't allowed to be in there, but the poor animals were just panting. I mean, ugh. To this day, there are people in my area that don't have lights. That's what happens when you privatize your basic needs, basic utilities. And CenterPoint's a company, you've heard that. But when it was used to be HLP, Houston Lighting and Power, they put money back in because it was not for profit. It was, caring for that. Privatization, like think what they're doing about Medicare here in the United States. They're talking about privatizing it. Think about CenterPoint and how the Houstonians were left without lights from yes, it was a windstorm, a hurricane, you know, class one, they can go, but, to be a level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. This was a 1. And how poorly our lights and our infrastructure is. So if you think about that with health, that's going to be something. So definitely look into who to vote for. And I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. I'm not going to get political, but just think about privatization of things cannot serve you. It serves companies. That's just what I'm saying. And of course, with you Citizens United, people are companies are people too, and that makes me mad. But so I was rah. Then I got sick, probably because my immune system was down from having heat stroke, and then the tube things, and then I've just had just a time, and it took me it just took me a heck of a lot longer to feel better. So, but we're gonna have a baby shower for my niece this weekend. That's lovely. I have a gift that'll be dropped off. Um, just gotta get feeling better. It's like, ooh, you have to have the swelling down before you get partials. So next week, did some school shopping for my daughter. I mean, ooh, these things, I tell you. So she goes to public school, right? And the gym clothes, think about it, gym clothes. $75 for gym clothes. And it's nothing special. It's a pair of shorts, a shirt, a pair of long pants, and a sweatshirt. Woo! I tell you. But I got her one pair of shoes, so we're just slowly working towards getting ready. We have about a month until she goes back to school. It's exciting. She's going to be in 7th grade. They're growing. She has a volleyball game tomorrow. Excitement. I washed her uniform and accidentally got it stuck with clothes, so it went in the dryer. And her coach was so sweet. She had them put their names on it, and of course I had to go buy glue to glue the name back on because I lost some of the letters. And I was thinking, oh, having somebody that I used to paint, and I can't do that anymore. It's kind of like lip liner. Perfect thing, lip liner. And, at least you can put gloss on it and doesn't make it look as bad. But I found one that was just like kind of a roller, and it was like, okay, it worked out. I did it. But I'm just excited. I get to go, and hopefully I can get enough, I can raise money so I can actually get like taxis and stuff like that I need to, Ubers. I know Portland has a good public thing, but um, they've had some unrest, and I would rather do an Uber or Lyft. I'll leave a link to the GoFundMe for that down there. But if you can, I know this economy is hard for everybody, but I'm excited. So though I was sick with having all my teeth ripped out, and I didn't do the meditation this week, but I think the recovery dharma has been amazing. It's amazing for people that have had addiction issues or disordered thinking. But what we've done for the past 2 years, my friend Christine and I, and now Teresa, We do a group for the families and friends of those. You know, it can be the children and the spouses, the good friends of people that are addicted or disordered thinking, and seeing these people heal. You know, some of them have gotten out of abusive relationships. Some of them have found closure and are dealing with grief after the loss of their person. This is something that really helps. Al-Anon for people is another resource, but this seems to be a resource that allows people to work on themselves, and with the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, help them deal with this addiction and the codependency and the emotional whirlwind that people that love the people that are addicts go through. So providing guided meditation is something that I can do. You know, for years I work nights. I have a calming voice, and that's been something. So I get to be on a panel and do a breakout room. So that's just something. I mean, you know, this I feel like this summer is my last big hurrah summer. Like I did a little short, feeling like I think my time may not be long. I still feel that, and I'm still going to do the things I can to make the difference. So this is one that I really want to do, and I think it really matters, because if we can inspire people to do more groups, you know, we started this. Christine and I started this. We got Teresa, but I think this being replicated across the country and around the world could be a wonderful thing. This is Recovery Dharma Summit. You know, you think about just in any area, you know, fentanyl and, you know, the Northeast, the West Coast, here in the South, you know, Texas. Think about on the reservations, you know, how many people are being lost to drug addiction and alcoholism. You know, this is a great harm. And you can do no great things, only small things with great love. Mother Teresa, Saint Teresa. You know, there are things that you can do. I can't do huge things. You know, I can't stop gun violence. I can't stop the pain and the trauma that drug addiction does. But I can help little bits and be a little bit to help. Kind of like being in the clinical study. You know, just a little bit, being a test bunny. You know, I'm losing teeth over it. That's the thing. Everyone's like, oh, is there a study? Is there a study? There's side effects, folks. Be aware of that. There's side effects. But so I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to get home and get the kid ready for school. Oh, she's crying so much. It's so cute. I mean, the whole thing was wonderful. You know, it's kind of funny at the reception, my husband was cutting the cake, and our DJ Scottish Roy, watch him on Facebook and Instagram. He's awesome. You know, being an audiophile, you know, he's really good. But, you know, he said the most dangerous man in the room is the man with the knife. And I'm thinking, no, the most dangerous person in the room is the little girl with the rainbow wand. Rainbow wands. If you ever have a party with little kids, rainbow wands. They are so, so cute. They just, and they love it, and they played. My daughter took away her device. Brain-free device. I mean, I know the Surgeon General here in Texas, well, United States, recommended 2 hours of, you know, digital social media time for people, which is important. We took that away. My daughter played with her niece, my granddaughter, and they just played, and I'm just watching them play with the little rainbow sword. Oh, they're so cute. Oh, just little memories, you know, events when you can celebrate and have that happiness, and having had that happen was such a dream come true. I mean, you know how your heart gets fed? That fed my heart. And the kindness. I have so much gratitude. So yeah, now I'm trying to go help other people messy. Yeah, I get helped, I help others. You know, it's one of the things, you know. So August, just getting my kid back to school. I have my ALS, next ALS clinic on the 2nd. So we'll see what the after effects of all of this is. I'm just thankful I can do this. I'm just thankful I'm able to be there. You know, it's life is short. You never know how long you have. I mean, I could have gotten taken out on the roads. I shouldn't have been driving. But my sister got there safely and I got there safely home. So those skills still were there. Never ever drive in a hurricane. Heed the warnings. But what happened to my little sister is they told her there was going to be another flight. They told her there was going to be another flight. As soon as she got in the airport, they canceled the flight. About risked our lives, Delta. So they kept her. They did feed her, but they kept her. And then her in-laws picked her up because the area floods and they have cars that are higher than my car. So she got stuck until, that was on a Monday, and she got stuck until Wednesday to get home. Awful. Yeah, it's like, it's, you know, when you have the electricity off and there's extreme heat. So I'm trying to figure out a way that, do I want to live in Houston? My baby says that, you know, this is where her friends are. You know, it's like, if I'm gone, you know, those relationships matter. But how do I manage living in a hurricane-prone place in a state that is stubbornly independent and is leaning towards, I don't know. I don't know what he can say about the lieutenant governor. Yeah, I'm not going to talk politics, so there we go. But, so, going to do that. August will be getting her room redone and back to school. And then we'll get into September. I'm already seeing the Halloween stuff. Oh my goodness. But all this other stuff. We had the vow renewal, you know. Oh, my dress was so beautiful. Oh, it was so beautiful. Everything came together so beautiful. It really was. And I've been married for 10 years. Hey, I know a lot of people have been 25. Well, hey, we met later and we've been together for like, what, 13, 14 years? So we actually stayed married for 10. That's a achievement nowadays, right? So it was fun. I'm going to put some pictures up of it. And thank you guys so much for your patience. I promise you I'll actually do a video in Portland next week. How about that? We'll go on an adventure together. Okay? All right. Remember, even in hurricanes, even in extreme heat, there's always beauty. There's something beautiful around you right now. Train your vision to see not just the cracks, but also the beauty in the day. It's there. All right, thanks, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.
Oh, look what you've done to me.